Hey guys, I'm back for the next part of the Sonic Forces speedrun tutorial, and in this video we're going over the next classic Sonic stage, which is Chemical Plant. So, let's get into it. So you know how I said that Sunset Heights was modern Sonic's most basic level? Well, Chemical Plant is classic Sonic's most basic level. This level is kind of over before you know it, even as far as Forces levels go, and it's really fun to optimize. There is one sort of, not really frustrating, but kind of like a tricky part in the middle, but otherwise this is a pretty, I guess, pretty lax stage. But to get into it, as I said, you're going to want to start off with a max charge spin dash, and then you'll want to jump and then stop yourself around here. You want to charge up your spin dash all the way again to go down here and then get up to the top path. Now, if you don't do the max charge spin dash, you're actually not going to make it up there. So don't think you can make it without it. Don't think you can make it with the drop dash or just running down, because it's not going to work. I can even show it right here. So I did the drop dash. And yeah, you can't reach that with the drop dash. You need to charge up your spin dash. So when you get up to the top path here, you're going to want to just touch this spring, and then jump over the badnik and the next spring, and then get up to the pipe on the top right. And then you're just going to want to spin dash up here, up into this pipe. And then you're going to want to hold left to reach up to this top platform. Now, for these speed shoes, you're going to want to quickly do a spin dash jump to get the speed shoes, and then land on the top of the incline that's coming up, and then spin dash down it. And then, for the last part, you'll want to hold down left. So spin dash, and now I'm holding down left. And then you just want to drop dash here. Alright, now there are two ways you can approach this next section. So you can either spin dash, show that here. Now you notice how Classic Sonic sort of lingered in the air here, like up in this section right here, where I'm jumping right now, he kind of lingered in the air there. Well, you can sort of cut that down by instead holding the down button towards the middle of this loop. So like so. So I'm gonna touch this. Well, I slowed myself down there, but once you get around to the middle of the loop, you'll want to just hold down on the analog stick. And then that'll result in the airtime that Classic Sonic has being reduced, which will just let you touch the ground a little faster. Just like that. Alright, so for this next section at the top of the stage, you're going to want to jump over these spikes, drop dash through these guys, jump over here, and over here. Now, coming up here is the tricky part that I was talking about, like the one tricky part of the stage. The reason this is tricky is, to simplify it, it's a precise jump. It's not like frame perfect or anything. It's not ridiculously hard like that, but it is still a pretty precise jump. You don't have that many frames to do it, and if you fail the jump, you lose about 10 seconds by falling down to the bottom path. So that's why the jump is important to practice. This is really the only thing that's worth practicing in this stage constantly, because this jump kind of makes or break your time in this stage. I will just show off the area here. Alright, so when you get to around, you see where I'm standing right now? The little metal bar that I'm standing above? Now normally, as you're running down this slope right here, then you would jump when you get to that point. You would jump all the way to where those springs are in the distance. I don't know if I can show this off here. Alright, so you see this right here? This is where you'd want to be landing normally, these springs right here. If you do the jump correctly, you'll land right on these springs, and then what you'd have to do is just go through the rest of the top of the stage right here. Before I get into that though, I do want to mention, you notice how you saw me do a spin dash jump to get over here, instead of just doing it while I was running down the loop? Now that works, but the reason I don't recommend doing that is simply just because it's slower. Now, it's safer, but I mean it's slower, so it's really just, I guess, to take your pick kind of thing. You can either slow yourself down and then do the spin dash jump over here, or you can attempt to do the jump while you're in motion. So, I mean, either works, but one is faster than the other. So in the end, it's really just personal preference. So I'm going to show off the loop jump, or spring jump, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to show that off here, the version where you're doing it while you're in motion. Alright, so just like that. So if you get stuck on the side of the spring right there, then that's fine. Just kind of jump out of it and then get on top of the spring. So yeah, those are the two methods you can do to make the spring jump, but just remember that that jump is what makes or breaks this stage in the speedrun. Alright, so for the next part of the stage, whoopsie. For the next part of the stage, you just want to touch the spring, and for this here, instead of getting on this and then jumping off, you'll want to do a spin dash jump, just because that's faster, of course. So you'll get over here to the left, and then do a quick spin dash jump over here. And then you'll want to spin dash your way through here. And then when you get over onto this platform, while you're already in motion, you'll just jump over to the next one. So like that. You'll land up here, and then you'll want to do a drop dash down here. And then here, just do repeated drop dashes to the end of the stage, just like that. So that was Classic Sonic's Chemical Plant. Like I said, that's basically Classic's basic stage, sort of like Sunset Heights is for modern Sonic. The only thing worth really practicing in the stage is the jump in the middle, because that's the trickiest part, and like I said, it's what makes or breaks this stage in speedruns. So with that said, I'm going to go through this stage explaining as I go, so let's take a look at that. So I'm going to start off with a max charge spin dash at the beginning. I'm going to stop myself here, and then spin dash down the loop. I'm going to jump over here, spin dash into this pipe, and then I'm going to do a spin dash jump into here, and then spin dash down the incline. I held down left while I was doing that. I'm going to hold down in the middle of this loop right here. I'm going to jump, drop dash, and then jump into this. I did the spring jump. And I'm going to spin dash jump over here. And then I'm going to do repeated drop dashes at the end of the stage here. Just like that. And that was Classic Sonic's Chemical Plant. As you can see, that was a very basic stage, even for Classic Sonic. It's Classic Sonic's version of Sunset Heights, aside from the spring jump in the middle. So as far as this stage I would say that anything in between a 37, or really anything in between a 37 or a 44 is a great time for this stage. If you can get around a 40 or below, that's even better. That's like, you're perfect at that point. But that's about it for Classic Sonic's Chemical Plant, and I will see you guys in the next video about Red Gate Ridge. See you then.